Have you ever felt like God sees everyone else but somehow missed you? Like somehow your prayers are the ones that go unanswered, your situation stays the same, and your name is the one that never gets called. Stay with me, because if you've ever felt overlooked, forgotten, or quietly pushed to the side, this message is going to meet you right where you are. Hello and welcome back to Scripture Power Stories. Today we're talking about something a lot of people feel but don't always say out loud. Does God actually see me when I feel forgotten? You've been waiting, not for a moment, but for a while. You've been praying, not once, but over and over again. You've been trying to stay strong, trying to stay hopeful, trying to believe that something will change. But nothing seems to be moving. Nothing seems to be shifting. And over time, that waiting starts to feel personal. Not just delayed, but targeted. Like somehow you've been skipped. Like everyone else is moving forward and you're standing still. And if you're honest, that thought starts to creep in. God, do you even see me? Not because you've lost faith, but because you've been carrying it for longer than you expected. And that kind of weight wears on you. Now, let's anchor this in truth. In Genesis 16, there's a woman named Hagar. Her situation is not just difficult, it's painful. She's been used, rejected, pushed aside. And now she finds herself alone in the wilderness. No plan, no support, no clear direction. It's just uncertainty and silence. And in that moment, she cries out to God. And what happens next is powerful. She gives God a name, El-Roi, the God who sees me. Think about that. She didn't say, the God who helped me yet, or the God who fixed everything instantly. She said, the God who sees me, which means before anything changed, she recognized something deeper. God was already aware. God was already present. God was already watching, even in her lowest moment. So if God saw her there, why do we struggle to believe he sees us here? Because comparison has a way of distorting truth. You start looking around and noticing movement in other people's lives. Doors opening, prayers being answered, opportunities showing up. And then you look at your life and everything feels the same. Still waiting, still praying, still hoping. And that gap between what you see for others, what you don't see for yourself, starts to create a dangerous thought. If God really saw me, something would be happening by now. But that's not always how God works. Because God seeing you does not always mean immediate change. Sometimes it means intentional preparation. Let's go deeper. Look at Joseph. Joseph had a dream from God, a promise, a vision for his future. But what followed that dream didn't look like favor. It looked like betrayal. He was sold by his own brothers, taken far from home, falsely accused, thrown into prison, and then forgotten. Not for a day, not for a week, but for years. No progress, no visible movement, no sign that anything was changing. And if you were watching his life in real time, you might think the same thing. God must not see him. But that wasn't true. God saw everything. Every betrayal, every setback, every silent moment. And more importantly, God was working in every one of those moments. Positioning him, strengthening him, developing him. Because when the opportunity finally came, Joseph didn't just need freedom, he needed capacity. He needed wisdom, he needed maturity. He needed the kind of strength that could only be built in hidden seasons. And if God had rushed that process, Joseph might have stepped into the promise without the ability to sustain it. And maybe that's where you are right now. It's not that God doesn't see you, it's that he sees further than you do. Not just looking at your current situation, it's looking at where you're going and who you need to become to handle what's coming. So what feels like delay to you is actually development. What feels like being overlooked is actually being prepared. And I know that doesn't make the waiting easy, but it gives the waiting meaning, and meaning changes how you endure the process. Now listen to this. Psalm 139 says, "You have searched me, Lord, and you know me." Not partially, not occasionally, completely. That means nothing in your life is hidden from God. Not your thoughts, not your fears, not your frustration, not your silent prayers. He sees all of it, fully, clearly, right now. So if you feel forgotten, don't build your belief on that feeling, because feelings can be loud, but they are not always truthful. God's character is, and His character says He sees you. Even in the waiting, even in the silence, even in the moments where nothing seems to be changing. So what do you do from here? First, stop comparing your timeline. Your story is not behind, it's unfolding. Second, start reminding yourself of truth. It's not what it feels like, but what you know. God sees me, even now, even here, even in this moment. And third, stay in the process. Don't walk away just because it's uncomfortable. Because the same God who sees you is shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you. And when the time comes, you won't just see what He was doing. You'll understand why it had to happen this way. So no, you're not forgotten. You're being formed. And that means this season has purpose. If this message found you at the right moment, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to Scripture Power Stories. We show up 3 times a week with messages just like this to strengthen your faith when you need it most. Stay connected. Your next breakthrough might be one video away. I'll see you in the next one.